everyone, welcome back to Terror Tuesday. Terror Tuesday is where I will be talking about a true crime or serial killers or something very unique. And if you are interested in true crime or serial killers, then I honestly think you need to hit that subscribe button, because every Tuesday will be a new crime, new terror involved. So if you like that kind of stuff, stay tuned. With all of that, let's get right into this serial killer. Alright, so our killer this week, his name is Pedro Lopez. So when I started researching this guy, I was like, wow, this is very different, because you're going to hear crazy stuff into this story. So disclaimer, if you're not into the gruesome stuff, don't continue this video because it's going to be gruesome. But anyways, before we start talking about Pedro and what he was known as, of course, we need to know the background history, because every serial killer or even every person comes up with different backgrounds. And these backgrounds actually, progress them for the future, either in a bad way, like our serial killers here, or a good way. It just depends on who you are and how you were raised. Pedro was born on October 8th, 1948 in Santa Isabel, Colombia. Throughout Pedro's life, he actually endured a lot of homelessness, violence, sexual abuse, and things like that. So any abuse you can think of, he actually endured as a young child. Pedro had many siblings. He had 13 of them. He was 7 out of 13, so that's a lot going on in that family, okay? However, his mom always noted that he was the polite child, but his mom wasn't always that great. So after Pedro's father died when Pedro was young, the mom actually became a sex worker because she couldn't afford all these children by herself. Of course not. Nay. No. Okay, so then she was a sex worker, but her clients were always not the best. They would actually abuse her, and then she would abuse her kids. So she physically abused her kids on a daily. So during that time living there, he got sick of it. Many say that the mom kicked him out, but others say that he ran away. But essentially, Pedro left the home. So Pedro actually moved to the capital of Colombia, where he joined a gang, he started smoking, endured some cocaine, things like that. So he needed to try to fit in, which is understandable, okay? You're living on your own, what can you do? But then he met a guy. He met a guy saying, I got a place for you, come with me, don't worry, you'll be fine. But that guy actually took Pedro to an abandoned warehouse, and he kind of sexually assaulted him. And Pedro went through it. By the age of 10, Lopez actually found an American couple where they found him and they told him, come with me, I'll put you in an orphanage, I'll get you into a good school, I will make you feel at home, you don't have to worry. But unfortunately, during that time he was there, at the age of 12, he was sexually assaulted by a teacher. At that time, he was like, I'm done, I'm tired of getting played by all these people, so he ran away, like any other person would do. But things don't get better for Lopez, I swear. It just doesn't. It doesn't get better. He then ran away, but years go by and he actually got incarcerated. Some say it was 21, some say it was 18, but either or, he got incarcerated because he stole a car. So when he was in the jail and things like that, he got molested again by 2 men this time. And it's just honestly not getting a good road for Lopez. So during that time when he was molested by these 2 men, he actually, in retaliation, killed them with a makeshift knife, okay? Many say they don't know if he got extra jail time doing that, but I'm not sure on that part, but he did kill them. Now we know his backstory and what he gone through. Now let's get right into his killings and what he was doing wrong and why he is called the monsters of the Andes. Why is that? Why do they call him that? So after he was released, he started to seek out young girls. But young girls that had horrible backgrounds, not good economics standing and indigenous. He actually went to Peru, and I went there, so that's pretty scary. But he went to Peru, started luring these young girls to remote areas and actually raping them and then killing them. Okay? He would go to areas that these girls are not wanted and find them, lure them, rape them, murder them. That is horrible. So it was reported that in the 1970s, he had raped and murdered over dozens of females. Lopez then was caught by a tribe in Peru where he tried to kidnap a 9-year-old girl. The group was like, I'm burning him alive. We're going to burn him. But then a guy convinced the tribe to say, no, let's not do that. Let's give him to the Peruvian government. Let's take him to the police station. Let's do that for him instead of killing him and burying him alive. Because the guy didn't think it was fair that he should just go to the police. Once they took him to the Peruvian station, they actually deported him back to Colombia and was like, you are no good to our society. You need to be kicked out of our area. So they took him back to Colombia, and Colombia is starting to do their investigation with him down there. After he was released, because he's from Colombia, he actually started killing again and ended up in Ecuador. Many girls started going missing in Ecuador. Lots of people were trying to look for them. Lots of families were doing it. Lots of mothers were making flyers, putting around like, my daughter's missing. Can someone come help? Like, what's going on here in Ecuador? In 1980, he was in the Imbano region where a group of people actually saw him trying to lure a girl to kidnap her and then rape and murder her. But this girl was very unique because the people that were watching him lure her was actually the daughter of someone very important. And so those people actually went to go follow him. He then was put into police custody where he didn't want to cooperate with them, didn't want to inform them what he did and where he put those bodies. So they had to do their last resort and put someone undercover to be his inmate. During that time, that inmate had to gain his trust. His trust to the point that, like, Lopez can spill the beans, So that inmate was able to get a clear confession on what he did, where he killed these girls, and how he did it. With that confession with the inmate, the police was able to uncover 57 bodies. However, that is not how many he actually killed. Nay. No. He was actually charged for 110 murders, and then he claimed to be responsible for over 200 in Peru, Colombia, and Ecuador. On July 31st, 1981, Pedro pled guilty for 57 murders, and he was in prison at the Imbado area, and they diagnosed him as a sociopath. Because of the Ecuador laws, he actually only was able to be in jail for 16 years for all those murders. So I wonder if you're wondering, why did he kill all these females and then did not stay in jail for a long time? Like, that doesn't make sense to me, and it probably doesn't make sense to you. But as I continue, it gets worse, okay? And let's get right into that. On August 31st, 1994, Pedro was released. He was released by the Garcia Moreno prison for serving 14 years. Earlier, I told you that Ecuador can only put him in there for 16 because of the laws, but he was in good standing, so he got let out 2 years earlier. After getting out, Lopez was then deported back to Colombia, where they tried to give him a trial for him to be in jail for 2 more decades. However, they then declared that he was crazy and they put him in a psych ward. This is how everything turns crazy. So in February of 1998, they actually released him from the psych ward and said that he was sane, so it was okay for him to leave. And that if you had $50 for bail, you can get him out under certain stipulations, but he was still able to get out. So after he left, he actually would visit his mother and see how she's doing, things like that. As seeing his mother, he actually asked for inheritance from her, but at the time she was going through it. She was in poverty. So what did he do? Sold all her stuff, took all the money, and vanished. Once he vanished, no one knew where he went. So in 2002, they think that he is involved in another murder, but Pedro actually vanished. Till this day, we don't know where he's at. Pedro could be dead. Pedro could be out here still killing people. He was known as Monsters of Andes because he killed over 300 women, but didn't serve a long time. With all that crazy story of Pedro Lopez and how he killed over 300 women, I want to hear from you guys. So comment how crazy this story was. Like, he killed hundreds of women, and we still don't know if he's still killing because no one knows where he's at. Like, I wish I would have known him and known about him before I went to Peru in high school, because I would have been terrified to go down there because he's still wandering the streets. He could be dead or alive. We don't know. But after all this craziness within this video, I hope you enjoyed the video and hope you enjoyed the story and how we should actually see where this guy is at, because over hundreds of women and he's not in jail. Like, this is not feeling good for me right now, because I love to travel and you probably like to travel, and we don't know where this guy's at. Come on now. But if you want me to do research on any serial killer or any true crime story, please comment below, because I will actually do it for you, because I am into this kind of stuff. And I hope to bring new stuff to you every week. So I hope you can stay tuned. Remember to subscribe, like, comment, do your jazz to get me going, because I am here for you every Tuesday for Terror Tuesday.